A speedy welcome to the show for everyone. This is Extra Speed on Asking Radio 98.5 Speed FM. Catch us if you can. It happens here every day because we won't have time to make it happen. We do, and we try to make this happen every day. And I am KiNG JAMES YiYE, and today we are looking at habit. And just one was specific, one habit that you want to drop with this year. Just about 10 days to 11 days. If you like, say 12. But it's actually 10 days to the end of this year. So if you like, say 11 days. If you like, say 12.
10 and a half?
Yeah, perhaps. So to the end of this year. So I am not alone. I am here with
Mmemshima King.
Terwase Aya-mnger.
Right, so our focus is one habit to drop. Okay, so we are saying drop one habit in 2024. So that's what we're saying. Drop one habit in 2024. And we are not in any way asking you for New Year resolutions yet. So just be patient. We'll ask you for that. But today we are telling you to drop one habit. It could be good or bad. If it is a good one that you think is affecting you, you can drop it, right?
Okay.
If it is a bad one affecting others, you can drop it as well. Now, so what is that habit? So the number to call us, if you want to talk to us, 08084 275464. 08084 275464. And if you would like to call via WhatsApp, it's 0902 127 5464. That's 0902 127 5464. If you want to save your money and call via WhatsApp, that's the option we have for you. So drop a habit in 2024. Okay, so as a preamble to this show, I decided to test the microphone, and I got a message from Kano.
Okay.
So it's coming from Tarzan Gi.
Okay.
So if he's a thief guy, it should be Tarzan. That's Gir Gi.
Yeah.
Tarzan Gi. But if he's not thief, then it's Tarzan Gi something. He says, yeah, either
Jungle
way.
Boy, right?
Yeah. He says, my name is Tarzan Gi or Tarzan Gir.
Yeah.
Listening from Kano, the habit I will really want to vanish completely out of me and across with me to next year is self-centeredness and saying no when it is right to say no. So let's start to look at his own first before we move on. He wants to drop self-centeredness. So self-centeredness in a summary means thinking about yourself only?
Yes.
Or thinking you are more important or something?
The extreme of which is selfishness. So how far is he willing to go? That's what I don't know. Because if there's a thin line between, if you're not careful, you're going the other way completely, caring for people around you, and then thinking about the other person, placing the other person before you, and then probably him being self-centered, like it must be me.
Yeah.
Let it be me. It's all about me. So probably trying to lose up that. Yeah.
Exactly.
Maybe he wants to be more inclusive.
But he wants, he goes ahead to say, and saying no when it is right to say no. So it looks like what he wants to drop, he only wants to update it or something. It's just an upgrade.
Yes, it is. Because I don't see him actually getting away from the first premise. The first premise contradicts a little bit the second.
The second one, yeah. Because I understand, I'm trying to understand his definition of self-centeredness, as you are saying. Perhaps, I don't know, maybe he was thinking more, it is what it is. Thinking more of yourself, right? And not minding the others. But of course, when you still say that I want to say no when it is right to say no.
He wants to say no
when it is right to say no.
whose judgment it is to know when it's right. That's still in his judgment. He decide when it is right.
So when he's saying no, when it is right to say no, I don't know, but people would still think it's all about him.
It's all about him.
For instance, a sister just comes to your gate without calling you, and they come under the guise of I've been calling you, but you don't even pick your phone. That's why I barge into you.
No, there's an annoying phrase, annoying word you refused to pick.
Oh, you refused. I've been calling you, but you've been refusing, or you've refused to pick your call.
Yeah, because you're expected to be with your phone.
Not just being with you, you're with your phone, but you have the right.
To also.
You could have your phone, but where? I have my phone now, so am I going to answer private calls?
No, now you're at work.
Exactly.
So you not really.
Exactly. So now, a sister barges into your privacy, and not just privacy, but your poverty as well, because things are not as they used to be.
Yeah.
And she turns out with a long list of demands, for herself. And you, from what he's saying, you can say no. It's right to say no when it is right to say no.
Yeah.
So that point, you don't have enough for yourself. Or even if you have, you've budgeted for yourself. And you're going to say no. So is that self-centeredness?
No, that's not. That's not. Discipline.
So, but the sister thinks it's what?
She thinks you're thinking about yourself alone and your family.
Which is self-centered.
Exactly. So I think for Tarzan, maybe people, they tell him that he's self-centered. He thinks about himself and just himself alone. So that's why he's thinking, saying that no. When it's right to say no, he feels like, okay, it's not something good. I have to just agree, because people are saying that I keep on saying no, and I think about myself. So he's thinking that he has an issue with the both.
So when it is the right time to say no, that's the question.
Yeah.
When it's not convenient for you.
Exactly, meaning that's what he has been doing, and then he has been tagged self-centered.
So that means it's all the time that it hasn't been convenient for him to say.
It can hardly be convenient.
Exactly. So people, they just tagged him like that. Let's just say, but he shouldn't complicate things for himself. Let him just be who he is.
Anyway, it's within him. He knows exactly what he wants to do.
Okay, it's xTRa Speed, and is asking Radio 98.5 Speed FM, and we're asking you to drop one habit this year. So we're not asking you for New Year resolutions. Just drop one habit, good or bad, this year. And you can call us now if you want to. 08084 275464. That's 08084 275464. You are also free to comment on Tarzan's message from Kano. He says he wants to drop self-centeredness. At the same time, he wants to be saying no when it is right to say no. And we're trying to analyze, and we're thinking that if he drops the first one and picks the second one, it simply means people will think he is guilty of the first.
It's an improvement upon the first.
Exactly. So old habits are hard to drop, they say, and new habits are hard
to adapt
to or to pick, so which one do you want to drop this year? New habits are hard to form or adapt to anything. Which one are you going to drop? So that's the question on xTRa Speed. Now let's go back to Rugdi's hot list.
Okay.
He has spoken about annoying habits. Some are good. It's just what you are doing, and you repeatedly do it, and then it becomes
annoying.
It becomes a habit. Generally, a habit could be good or bad. Now, if you have been just giving people money and you're thinking it's play, you are just playing, or a giveaway you're doing, and it becomes a habit, you find yourself doing that. Perhaps it's not bad, right?
If you say so. I don't joke with my money.
For the beneficiaries, it's amazing. You are a good person.
For your bank account or your pocket
it's
account.
Screaming.
Yeah. All right. So let's hear those annoying sounds first from Rigdi's.
Okay.
And then when we go on, we'll still look at how long it takes to form a habit, right?
Yes.
Because that is what it is on 98.5 Speed FM. So 5 annoying habits.
This is Asking Radio 98.5 FM.
This is great. According to AOL consumer advisor Regina Lewis, a regular listener to our show, The Daily D's, these are the 4 most annoying email habits. If you have one of these, eliminate it. Okay, number 1, clicking send too fast. Take a minute, reread every email. I know that may be a habit you don't have, but take just a second before you hit send, reread it, and definitely hit spell check. Number 2, unnecessary copying and forwarding. I personally hate this. You get copied on everything. You want the boss to know how hard you work. I understand that, but getting tons of email forwarding, don't go there. Here's one that's a real habit, getting in the last word. Use the rule of 3. If it takes more than 3 emails to sort out a problem, it is just better to call, okay? The rule of 3, if it takes more than 3 emails, move on to calling that person. And finally, emailing on the go. Be very, very careful. I have been bitten by this one several times myself. During meetings or family meals, or like I've mentioned before, don't do it while you drive. It's dangerous, it's rude, and a lot of times you haven't had a chance to read that email and you're saying, oh, I wish I hadn't sent that. Go back and look at number 1, clicking send too fast. You got it while you're thinking about it. Why don't you tweet me without thinking at Rick Dees, at RICKDEES.
Okay, so for this here on the hot list, he's specific about annoying email habits, and he is talking. The first one is sending in a hurry, and then the second one is copy and paste. So people just copy and paste, and he says, have you been a victim or you hate it?
Well, I can't say I hate it because I don't know when I might do it myself too. I think at times too I find myself doing that, but that was back then, not now. So I can't really say, but I think it's annoying, especially when you're in a hurry and you're like sending a message to someone. You might find yourself making errors, and maybe the person might not even be interested in trying to correct those errors to get what you're trying to say. So I just think maybe people should just like calm down first of all before you send a message to people or something like that.
Yeah, so he's talking about emails, but it could apply, right? So the easiest message now is what? WhatsApp?
Yeah, it's WhatsApp.
Even WhatsApp. Sometimes some typos can embarrass you. Autocorrect on devices that we have these days.
Yeah.
You're typing being and they change it from active to past or continuous, and then you don't edit it, and then it alters the entire meaning of the sentence, and you don't know, and you send it, and it's official.
Yeah.
And it's treated as such.
Yeah.
The response is like, oh no.
So for emails, these are annoying habits, and the other one is sending on the go. People are driving
while doing
while they're trying to just do it. Even when somebody is driving you, you're feeling like you must do it immediately. So it could be any message. Any message. I see people on the bikes.
Yeah.
They're riding a bike and
they
phone
one hand.
Exactly, one hand. Or even the girls.
Even the boys too.
No, the girls are on the bike.
Boys, you remember there was a time that we went out for workout and we saw a guy that was so serious on his phone. We didn't know what he was doing.
That was one boy out of 1,000 girls.
It's now becoming a thing of competition now.
It is a competition, yeah. That's what
well, people are so addicted. People are so addicted now with the phone thing. Even you see people driving and they are just focused on the phone, and you wonder what they are doing. Because I don't really think.
So when you see somebody swerve into your lane, just know that they're on their phone.
And you just have to just horn them, so that they just like come back and
it's
concentrate.
If it's a voice call, it's a lot safer, better, because you could concentrate and drive and still make that call. That's the time they introduced this rear mirror device of having the audio in it, but people thought it was going to invade their privacy. They have passengers in the vehicle and they have some private conversations. Others resort to using a headset, earpiece to drive while, and then you're not hearing the ambience of traffic.
But the main thing is that you should just ignore the call. If you ask me, ignore the call, or maybe you should park.
Some people will be asking for directions where they're going. Some are calling to us whether what they want to buy is in the store, so that they know.
No, the girls always give the bike man. Once you set a junction and the bike man they just give the phone. It's direction they're asking for, and it is.
Everybody is guilty about that. Everybody is
boys
guilty.
Don't ask for directions.
It's not not only the girls. Yeah, even maybe someone's uncle might be coming, and you might tell him that the junction, and he would call too. So it applies. It's just only because there are more women than men. It doesn't mean that it's only women that do that.
I see, Ambassador. Okay, so 08084275464. What habit do you want to drop in 2024? You can call us now, or we are also streaming live on Facebook, and you can come to Facebook as King Radio 98.5 Speed FM Makudi on Facebook, and let us know what habit you want to drop in 2024. If you want to send a WhatsApp message, don't drive while you're sending. Pull over and send WhatsApp message to 0903. Did I say 3? We don't have it. 0902 127 5464. That's 0902 127 5464. That's for WhatsApp call or WhatsApp message if you want to send to us. And we started analyzing Tarzan Gill's, WhatsApp message from Kano.
Yeah.
He says he wants to drop self-centeredness, but he wants to be saying no when it's the right time to say no. And we are thinking that already he's doing this, and people are saying he's self-centered. He wants to drop self-centeredness and upgrade to
It's upgrade actually.
To say no when he should, because he already knows the right time to say no. It's the society of people around him that are thinking is self-centeredness. So he wants to drop the first one and improve on the second, which is an upgrade.
Well,
version
good
2,
for him.
Version 2.4.
Let's even talk about AI now. People are actually using AI to apply for jobs now.
That's the most annoying
exactly. One. It's annoying when you're reading it and you go and you now discover that this AI is not even coming from your head. And you're telling me how intelligent you are. So if I bring you for oral interview, what are you going to do?
Yeah, it would be.
Would be by your side.
They put AI in their brains and then answer. Okay, so let's go back to Rigdiz again and see. He's saying that 21 days form a habit. In case people don't know what a habit is, but they should know.
Definitely.
So 21 days, it takes 21 days to form a habit. Let's listen.
To take the decision or to form the habit or to decide
form
to form.
That is, if you've been doing something consistent. Let's just listen to him.
Okay.
This is Asking Radio 98.5 FM.
Welcome to the planet of the apps. Oh, you need this one. If you have a habit you want to quit, smoking or whatever it is, it's called 21 Days Habits. Or maybe you want to start a habit of walking every day or whatever. This app, in fact, I downloaded it, is based on the scientifically proven principle that it takes a continuous chain of 21 days to create a new habit or replace an existing habit with a new one. 21 days. Every day you go to the app, you mark the calendar if you follow that habit or not. And once you follow the habit for a few days, you create a chain which will motivate you to keep going. Remember, 21 days makes a habit. For Droids, you can also get one for the iPhone, a very similar one. This is good. And yes, it is free. Don't you love that word? Rick D's taking you into the molten magma known as the planet of the apps.
Okay, so it's an app that will help you to form or drop a habit. And he says it takes
21 days.
21 days to form a habit. So it means that the year has less than 21 days to go. So if somebody has not, because he's saying it's scientifically proven, with a continuous chain of activity you want to drop or you want to form 21 days. So we are 10 days short. If you have not started dropping, then it means it's not possible. What do you guys think?
It's not possible.
What do you guys think?
Well, to spill it to next year.
Exactly.
You create your own calendar, the years according to what you decide. I mean, rather than keep the old one, which is no longer comfortable, you're no longer comfortable with, you can start today.
Yeah. So if you start today, all the way into the new year, perhaps on the 10th of January, or thereabout, could have been there.
It's still the beginning of the year. It's within the octave of the start of the year, so it will be run you through the next 12 months, and that becomes part of you, probably.
So I think, is it better to begin to ask people to drop bad habits and form good ones? Because New Year resolution has been over.
Yeah.
It's an overkill.
Yeah.
It has become a cliche.
And
because
you don't even change.
No, nobody changes. Nobody changes.
Because it's just a thing you say, but it's not something that you're ready for. That's just it. You also want to just be among people that would say, oh, I have a New Year resolution, and then when you get to the New Year, you find yourself picking back your old habits back again. Then you're hoping for the end of that particular year to make another resolution.
People who probably might have changed that we didn't know are those who told themselves, I want to change. Not those who come out publicly, in public assembly, declaring before a crowd, a cheering crowd, that I am going to change.
Exactly.
Just for people. And then when you see somebody who was a witness to that declaration, you try to behave in a manner that complies with what you said you wanted to change from something to...
It's more like raising your hands in the air, closing your eyes, and looking up to the skies, and being under anointing on cross overnight.
Yes. I know most people do that because, God, please take me to the
New Year.
Exactly. So you have to you have to repent. And when you see yourself in the New Year and January is over, you're like, okay, I've made it, then you now jump back and go and pick your old habit again and continue.
Okay, so the phones are not buzzing. I hope it's working. It's 08084275464. That's 08084275464. And tell us one habit you intend to drop before 2025. Not New Year resolution. You've been doing this already. Resolutions, you want to do something new, right? Or do something better.
You want to do something new. You want to also drop something that you've been doing and probably complaining about. So it's still part of it.
Okay.
That's from the positive side. A negative thinking person might be thinking of hurting someone next year. And he's resolved to do it.
Yeah.
He might go all out to do it.
That's terrible.
So, but from our perspective, is what is positive.
Positive, yeah, that's true. It was positive. And again, one thing about habits change, it's, as you said, Ted, it's what you've already put in your mind that, okay, I want to change. So I don't really think you have to wait till maybe another year before you make that decision. Once people are talking about that particular habit, that look, you need to change from that habit and all of that, and you just bent not to listen to them, I think it's terrible. It's a disaster. But then I believe it's a decision that you have to make first of all before the change would come.
You're convinced within you.
Yes, before the change will come. If not, it's not going to be possible at all.
Right. So the line wasn't working, but I think it's back now. Yeah. So 08084275464. That's 08084275464. You can call us now. 08084275464. If you are listening to us and you want to drop a habit this year, could be a bad or a good habit, just the one you want to drop. We're not asking you about the one you want to pick, just the one you want to drop now. 08084275464. Apologies to those of you that tried. Probably, I think the network just returned because I tried myself and it was speaking English, but it's now that it's back. So 08084275464. It's Extra Speed on Asking Radio 98.5 Speed FM, Makudi. And what habit do you want to drop?
Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Morning.
Asking Radio.
Good morning.
Yeah. I don't know, this 21-day scientific proving and test. People have, myself, had experiences that are not really worth sharing, and sometimes I let them go for months, and yet I go back to the same habit again. So I don't know how proven that is scientifically.
Okay, so he's saying a continuous chain. So if you say for months, for instance, you are smoking and you don't smoke for 1 week, that's 7 complete days. And if on the 10th day you go and take 1 stick, and then you break another 3 or 4 days, and then you go back, there's no continuous chain of 21 days. So that way it could be months, but you go back to it.
Okay, you have a girlfriend with a very bad attitude, and then you decide to let her go. You ditch her, sometimes for months. You have not seen her, not heard from her for over more than 21 days. And suddenly you see her and your heart leaps for her and you go back to her again.
So between that time, what about your brain and heart? Were they locked up? They were thinking about her probably.
Oh God. Every other habit can still be locked up somewhere there in you. You cannot see it, but it's there until you come across same thing. You begin to feel emotional about it.
It means you never decided to let it go. You just quarantine it in one department of your body. You never decided to let it go. By the way,
did you tell us your name and where you calling from?
Okay. This is Mr. Ashala Bulus.
Okay.
I live in Makodi around Gadi layout. Yeah. I'm calling from my car because I'm listening to the program in my car. I'm driving to my workplace now.
All right.
Okay, so keep listening and try 21 days. It's going to work.
Okay.
Thank you. Mr. Bulus.
That girl must have gone to Shiloh with his picture.
Please.
You see how your heart leaves. I like a dramatic description of what
telling you. So that's what I'm saying. In his own case, perhaps because of a girlfriend with bad attitude, and he wants to drop, or maybe he's addicted to that girl and it's a habit.
Addicted, okay. But as a man, how would you advise him to go about it?
That is what I'm saying. Okay. That is why I asked him, has your heart been there? Because you just come and see after months and then your heart lived secondly to him. That means, you've been craving. You've been, looking forward to seeing this girl. So mentally it's like you have created the pictures in there.
There was never a decision to break up.
Exactly.
It was circumstances. A situation led to them separating. Her bad habit, and if you trace it down, it could be a specific thing she was consistently doing. Maybe she was coming back late, or she was lying, or she wasn't cooking, she wasn't cleaning the place, and just one aspect, not that she's totally disgusting to him.
Yeah, exactly.
So probably maybe she wasn't that neat, and then he sees her after 21 days she's looking sparkling. And then he just overlooks every other thing. And
he's assuming that this is a rebranded, an upgraded version of a software, software that has been upgraded and updated.
So first of all, let him make up his mind and say, okay, no to it, because if it's a relationship that it wants to lead to something that is going to be a union, I don't really think maybe you should look at maybe physical look. Maybe there might be something that maybe she has a good shape or whatever, that when he sees, he can I can't resist this, so you should just make up your mind, because by the time you take her to the house, like you guys are married, I think you would regret because of that particular habit that you've been running away from. So he should just make up his mind, and I believe that there will be a solution.
08084275464. That's 08084275464. If you want to call, what habits do you want to drop? You can also call on WhatsApp 0902 127 5464. 0902 127 5464. We are also live on Facebook. You can contribute. So back to Facebook. Simon Timi Ayu says, just this morning I decided to drop the habit of skipping breakfast. At the moment I am gulping down beer and akpopa. I believe this new habit is better than the former. Can you imagine? Yeah, that's the thing. So so dropping the habit of skipping breakfast and taking beer and akpopa. But that's breakfast.
No, I think he meant beer. Could that be autocorrect or something?
Yeah. Gulping down
exactly.
beer. So that's all I'm saying.
Exactly.
So that's the annoying.
It's going to change the whole.
Beer to beer.
To beer.
So I was just wondering the combination.
Yeah.
So the machine, the device he used does not have beer, BIER. So decided to change the nearest word in mini.
And so he has fallen guilty
of just following this
or one of the 5 annoying email habits. So he has changed from one habit, but he's guilty.
It's more like you really think you're saying beer and akpa. Who does that?
Maybe that's a new habit.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So
congratulations to him.
08084275464. 08084275464. What habit do you want to drop? And I think, guys, let's go back to Tarzan because it's something that we can actually discuss on the whole show.
Okay.
Let's read the message again. Good morning. My name is Tarzan Gi, listening from Kano. The habit I will really want to vanish completely out of me and not cross with me into next year is self-centeredness and saying no when it is right to say no.
Self-centeredness.
Depends on who you are saying no to. Some people, even when it's right, you have to stomach that rightness and accommodate them.
But then even if people are saying that to him, because we don't know what brought up this, but if it's people that are telling him that, I think he needs to sit down and talk to himself again. At least we have the ability to talk to ourselves and advise ourselves too. So he should sit down and ask himself if what he is doing is good for him. Because first of all, it has to be you and not what people think, So let him sit down and think, if what I'm doing is good for me, then fine. Let me live my own life. People should not come and tell me how I should live my life. I think it would help him.
I was thinking of how much people's opinion can influence our character.
It does.
Because in a situation, it appears it's feedback from the outside.
Exactly.
From without that is trying to make him take this decision about self-centeredness. Maybe he's just a disciplined person, a no-nonsense person, and people think he is, because people can misinterpret that and use any word. Some words are hurtful. When you hear your description, if you need to have a hidden recorder on everybody's throat, the people that talk about you, hear how you are described, you'll be wondering whether this is you. That you know that you are like, so
that's
it's possible.
True. But then if you also have the ability to actually look at yourself and say, okay, no, this is who I am.
An honest reflection upon yourself.
Exactly. To be better.
So, but he, obviously, people's description of you, because that's society. So what they see oftentimes is not true.
Exactly.
Okay, let me speak about myself that I'm sure of. So in most cases, what people are saying, apart from radio, what is said about radio about me, they are mostly right. In fact, they know less, right? Few people know the real experience. But when it comes to any other thing, most of the things they would say are just what they see or what they want society generally to be. That is why we're trying to analyze Tarzan's message here. It just could be, as Ted said, that he is just a disciplined person. So you don't just come and ask him for his hard-earned money and he will give you. You don't just come and, just do anything around him. So when he says no, for instance, somebody turns up and tells you they have a problem of, say, 50K. Do they ask for 50K? Or they don't ask as much as that? They even ask more.
Depends on the need.
Depends
on the source they're expecting from.
So if they ask him for a favor of, let's say, 10K or even 5K, and he says he doesn't have, and they now see him at a shop buying something that is worth 2,000 naira. So that person thinks you could have given me that 2,000. Even though I asked for 5. So you said you never had money. Why are you spending money? So that way, the way it is here, and we are all, we've all experienced it. The way it is here, somebody will easily conclude that he thinks about himself.
Or he's stingy.
Yeah.
Qualify with a very annoying word.
Perhaps the president of Stingy Men Association of Nigeria. So they are going to conclude that he's a bad fellow. He's just stingy or self-centered. He thinks about himself alone. Just imagine, I want him to give me, he didn't give me. But they ate very good food in their house. I saw his children eating bread.
Bread.
Bread that is so expensive.
Because
that person thinks the money you are buying a loaf of bread, they are going to buy akpu and something else.
So
they think you are wasting it. So that way they are going to say Tarzan he is self-centered. Now he wants to move away, trying to please people. Probably, and saying no when it is right. It simply means he has been saying no when it is right.
Exactly. So the thing is that he knows that his no is the right time to say it, but people are actually forcing him, not to say no.
But he said he will keep saying no when it's the right time, but drop self-centeredness.
Yes.
So the moment he keeps saying no when it is the right time to say no, people will keep saying he's self-centered.
So it's still going round. It's round. It's just going round again.
Yeah, it's going.
I think he just wants to update his guts.
I think so.
He wouldn't care whose toes it matches. He just wants to live his life free.
But again, he's worried about
what people, the perception out there.
Exactly. That's why he wants to drop it. But if he is saying no at the right time, it simply means he's still self-centered according to people around him.
Yeah.
Okay, so call us now. 08084275464. That's 08084275464. Extra speed, and our focus is on one habit you want to drop this year. Just one habit you want to drop this year. Could be good or bad habit, depending on how it hurts you, because new habits are hard to form, and bad habits or old habits are hard to drop. Old habits hard to drop, new ones hard to pick. So how are you going to do it? 08084275464. Looks like the line has gone again because sinkholes that are trying to come in here.
They're not connected.
They're not connected.
And one funny thing about this habit of a thing is that you want to drop a habit. In fact, you've dropped that habit, but you find yourself still going back to people that will make you to still do that same thing. So I think if you put your mind that, okay, I'm dropping this habit, then you should avoid people that would actually make you to pick back that same habit. Like if, for example, you want to stop maybe drinking or smoking or following ladies, maybe you should avoid going to the club or avoid passing that same place that would make you to see that corner that they are selling beer or something that you would buy. You should just avoid that place. I think that will help, because I was also looking at our caller Bulus when he said whenever he sees the girl, the way his heart
so
he has to make sure he knows her location and avoid the place.
And one funny thing is that some people, what they do is that, okay, they don't want you again, then you see them going to social media searching for your name and checking your pictures out again. So there's no way you can even forget the person. Or maybe you know that, okay, she's going to pass the same location, and you find yourself going there and parking your car and waiting for her to come out. So you see her, definitely you're going to go back to her. So you have to just put your mind that, no, it's a no. I'm not going to carry my phone and check on her on Facebook or
as long as it doesn't come from deep within. If you're not convinced about it, you can acquire new friends who are worse than those ones who are dropping. And then just develop a new route completely. It will be the old one will come, the new one will come. Your cycle of friends will just expand. You discover new routes that have bigger joints than the old one you're taking, because these guys will take you to a place and say, oh boy, the place where they go now, the local place, let's show you, they'll show you a new place. But if it is coming from deep within you, you have to create a new route for yourself. Decide what you're doing every day, where you go, and what. If it's not coming within you, it's just a matter of days. Like King James said, you want to stop smoking or that. After a couple of days, you say 21 days, you give yourself 7 days, you go and take
you
one
go back, you go back to that same spot again.
Memsha, I don't want to believe that you're suggesting that Bulus has been checking his girlfriend's Facebook.
Okay, no. I believe so.
Did you hear the way he described it even on the phone? The way he says
so graphic. You could visualize it.
That his heart does what?
He skipped.
I mean, lived.
He left or something. I think he meant.
It's more like, wow, is this what I'm gonna miss?
Exactly.
But
come on, Bulus.
Yeah.
That wasn't from within. Of course, whatever was the habit that he didn't like was just probably one aspect that was disgusting him. Probably, I'm thinking of appearance. It has to be something with appearance, not a character. If it was a character, he would have doubted thinking of other way. But I think it has to do something with appearance.
At times you think you can manage that character, because I think I have a living witness in my family. It was because of the way the lady the way her figure looked, the way she is, and then the person decided to get married to her. But now he's regretting. But what would he do, because he saw the bad character, but couldn't resist to lose that shape. You understand? And he got married to her. And, well, he has to dance to the tone. He has to live with
the character.
Exactly, you have to dance to it.
Enjoy the shape and endure the habit.
Exactly.
Okay, it's Extra Speed on Asking Radio 98.5 Speed FM, and we are just looking at habit one that you want to drop a habit in 2024, and we are asking you which one you want to drop. And you can call now 08084 275464. Only Bulus has been lucky to get through, but keep trying. 08084 275464. Or you can head over to Facebook and leave your comments here, or WhatsApp 0902 127 5464. That's 0902 127 5464. WhatsApp call or WhatsApp message, whichever one you want to do, you will be able to do on this line. Except I don't know what's happening with the network here, but that's for the phone. And we are back here. We've also tried to analyze the message from Kano, from Tazan, where he says he wants to drop the habit of self-centeredness, and he wants to pick the one of saying no when it's right to say no. And we are thinking it's just an upgrade of the same habit. And then Rigdiz says that scientifically it's been proven that it takes 21 days to form a habit or drop one. So a continuous chain of reaction into your brain, if you consistently do something for 21 days, you are likely going to succeed. It may not be 100%, but so Babulus thinks he has dropped this girl over months, and when he sees her, his heart lifts. So he's trying to doubt the 21 day because he's imagining that for months. How could it be? So what about you? Tell us one habit you want to drop. Now we have 13 more minutes or less, 12 more minutes to the end of the show, so you can call now 08084 275464. That's 08084 275464. We're not sure how lucky you may be with this getting through, but of course there is no harm in trying. That could be a habit too.
That could be a habit too, really.
Trying and trying again.
Again, that's true. And again, I still want to talk about people. At times someone would see you and like, okay, drop that habit, and they don't even ask you why you do that. They just go ahead and tell you that you should drop that particular habit without asking you why you're doing that. So I actually feel we should ask someone why you're doing this particular thing before they can advise you and tell you that, okay, it's not good and all of that because I think I want to talk about myself. When I was growing up and most people were like, okay, I have pride and all of that, but I was like, no, I don't have pride. The thing with me is that I hardly make friends because I want my sanity. I don't want a situation where I will make friends that would lead me to do what I don't want to do or what my parents they've advised me not to do. So I just prefer staying on my own, and I grew like that. So after when we got married, I think you also told me that I wasn't social, but that has been my life. Even with my father, we were always inside, and just to have my sanity as well and not to mingle around, I just prefer to just be myself. So I think you would have asked me that, why are you not social, so that I could explain to you that, okay, this and that, these are the reasons why, but you just went ahead to just throw it to me and tell me that I wasn't social, and I felt bad about it,
Wow. Okay, so she has thrown me into the courts, public court. Hello, good morning.
Yeah, hello, good morning.
Sir.
Good morning.
Yeah, your name, where you're calling from?
Okay, Miss Adole Jacob calling from Kanshuli out.
Okay,
Jacob.
Adole, what habit do you want to drop?
Yes, there is this habit that I'm wanting to drop, just like blues. Yes, this lady too. Though I love her so much, but due to one or two things, I just want to do away with her. So I was thinking of what to do about it. 2 days back, I was sleeping, so I woke up in the midnight. I said, okay, the best thing for me is to delete her number on all the social media. But I did that, but I still found myself going through my this thing, like checking her pictures, what she do, her posts, everything. So I don't know the thing. I'm just confused. I'm seriously confused. But I'm praying hard that by the grace of God, I will try my best. I will give it 21 days again.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Adole, thank you for calling. Okay.
Thank you very
I will
much.
talk about it now. Okay. So,
Thank you.
yeah.
Have a nice day.
Thank you so much.
Okay, guys, what do you want to say to Adole?
Adole is in the fix. His heart is no longer there, but his eyes are still there. He's trying to take away his heart, but his eyes are there. There's that level of jealousy that if I leave her, who she's going to be with.
Exactly.
So he wants to check. What if he leaves her and discovers that she's now snapping pictures with his best friend and posting it online, or someone who was in there? But
Okay, so yes, let me say this.
Okay.
First, let's go back to the issue of doing away with the girlfriend. If she's not stealing, you understand, and if she's not, maybe I don't know. I don't know what I'm trying to advise here.
He didn't state exactly.
They don't
Probably
want
that
to
things are not airworthy.
Yes.
So he didn't.
That is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
Because if it is just something like she likes to tie a wrapper at home like an old woman.
I think it could be deeper than King James. There's some things that
I don't
are
want to,
so disgusting that you can't.
No, but that's what I'm saying. It really cannot be worse than this.
No, for you to wake up to think of letting go someone. In fact, he used very funny words, do away.
Do away, yeah. It's something that has been there that she's doing.
So is it not the same person going back to follow her on social media?
The thing is that we are funny as human beings. You know, if you drop someone, you want to see if the person is doing well without you. You understand. So you keep on going to social media to check on the person.
Is she mourning the separation, or she is happy?
Or is she happy? You know, how is she looking? Who is she hanging out with?
Allow me to advise.
Okay,
Adole.
yes, please go on.
All right. So Adole, if it is something like perhaps because something attracted you to her in the first place. So if it is something like maybe she doesn't know how to dress, she doesn't know how to do this, perhaps gradually, if you are planning 21 days, let's also plan. Maybe you shouldn't plan 21 days. Plan 21 days with her, trying to do the good one and see if she can form from what you've heard today. And because I don't know the reasons, but I'm thinking that some of these reasons are what you can say are trivial reasons sometimes. Because why do you want to leave and then you keep coming back? Anyway, so for me, I've been put in a public court. And do I have right of defense?
Well, you can if you want to.
Without a lawyer anyway.
Yeah, I'll defend myself. Okay, so being social and as a girl child growing up, it's always better that parents tell you that, which is good. So what I've complained about is if you are married and I'm greeting an old friend, for instance, and we are walking, and you can't say hello to the person, even when I said that's my wife, at that point it's not bad for you to greet them, open your mouth and greet them. So but when you do like I have no business with that one, it becomes a bad habit for marriage. The same thing if we're downstairs with some old friends or cousins and you are coming down and you are not stopping to say hello because you were trained not to talk to strangers as a child or as a teenager, and then you are no longer a teenager, you are married, but you walk straight from upstairs and straight to the kitchen, and I'm trying to say that's my wife, and you are not even stopping. That's
bad.
That's bad habit.
Okay.
So that one I'm not supposed to ask. How were you brought up? No. Because there is a shift from where you are trained at home as a teenager and a pre-teenager to a teenager and to the point of marriage. Few things must change. If daddy and mama say don't talk to strangers, and once your husband is talking to strangers, they are no longer strangers.
They're your guests.
Exactly. So that is what it means. So even if you should, some homes, women are made not to listen to conversations that their husbands are having with visitors.
Exactly.
Yeah, I was trying to raise that. In some places, yes.
Yeah, some have done that, but I don't see. I think my wife should be my first witness. Whatever.
You find
It
yourself.
depends, but I'm the one
You
saying
find
this.
yourself doing like as if you're prognosing into it. That kind of a thing.
Maybe that should be the topic for tomorrow.
Some people have some level of secrecy that their families don't even know about.
Exactly.
But I think such meetings shouldn't hold in the family house.
Exactly. That's what I was going to say. Yeah. So if I am always with you and I am going to meet someone, I'm going for a meeting, and then you are there, it simply means
no, definitely that one I know.
Even at home is the same thing. Once somebody comes down, we're talking. For me, if, as Ted says, if it is a private meeting, it shouldn't take place at home. I can't even chase even the kids because I don't have such friends that will come and will be describing women in my sitting room because that's the only talk that you want to send your kids away. But that is not even going to happen. Okay. Okay, 08084275464. We've got just under 3 minutes to go. If your call can get through, tell us what habit you want to drop. For the two callers, it looks like it's the same thing.
Yeah, it's the same thing.
And they are almost not out of it.
Because they've not made up their mind, seriously.
They may have, but old habits are difficult.
I feel you don't understand this thing the way they are trying to see. See, there is this feeling that you even get, even with teenagers.
Okay, let's listen to this.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Morning, can you speak up your name and where you're calling from?
Okay, this is Zungwen John from North Bank.
We can hear you, Zungwen.
Please speak up.
Oh, hello?
Yeah, speak up, please.
I said this is Zungwen John from North Bank.
Okay, from North Bank, yeah.
Yes, I just want to say something funny because since the program has been going on, I've been checking my mind to see which bad habit I want to drop, and I'm not seeing any.
Okay.
So for me, I will just reinforce the most, if not, the one I would have wanted to do is at least let me try to please people more, but it's not long term. Long term is not going to help. So I'll just reinforce.
Don't even try that.
That's just fine.
Okay, thank you.
All right.
Wow. Trying to please people, you can't even do it.
You would regret
Not
it.
even 1% of the population, you can't.
You would so regret it.
Drown.
Yeah.
You can't even please yourself, let alone others. Wow. So I understand why perhaps few calls have come in because people are looking at what to drop.
Even me, I think I was searching in my heart, what do I want to drop? And I was like, am I that perfect? But I was like, no, I can't be perfect, So I was just thinking in my head.
Yeah, but it's hardly anything to drop. That is just, Zungwen has summarized it. There is hardly anything to drop for most people. The only thing they want to drop, you see, is similar to what Tarzan says.
To please people more.
Exactly, to please people more. So he's trying to say, I will keep saying no when it's the right time to say no. But the more you say no when it's the right time to say no, the more people think you are a bad person.
Yeah.
So it's hard.
I was thinking of dropping you seeing my phone late night in Nigeria. But then that's the time zone that my friends in other continents are awake. And we have to communicate. And if I go offline and they don't reach me, they send me messages, I don't reply. So that perception of me not being reachable again affects me.
Guys, time is up.
Okay.
Taylor says, this morning I chose to drop the habit of lying. So he has been lying to us. He's an intern here.
Yeah.
All right, see you tomorrow.
Bye.
KiNG Radio 98.5 Speed FM.